you back a little message. Yes, a little message. All right. Well, first, we want to ask you a couple of questions. I hope you don't mind. Do I have your permission to ask the questions? Because I know that there's big answers to this question, because I know each one of you have a different situation. Yes, yes, yes. But anyway, here we go. Question is, first is that you ever ask yourself, why me? Why me? And then the second question is that, how did I get into this situation? How did I get into this circumstances, this condition? What's going on? And you keep asking yourself these questions. It's like, well, where's the answer? Because one thing about it that we know, that trouble don't last always, and every time you turn around, there's a different story, there's a different situation, a different problem, a different issue. It's like, where's the end? And then you say, there's a storm. As far as the eye can see, the storms are coming, and then like, it's a destructive storm. But anyway, about the storm, there's another story involved with the storm, because there's another story like, okay, me, I'm the talker. Sometimes you have to say like, I did this, I did that, but you don't really want to tell it, but then it's truth, and so you have to like, yeah, bring it on in, okay. So a long time ago, all right, ah, sitting on the neighbor's yard, sitting on the neighbor's yard, waiting on the storm to go by. In his neighborhood, I have two more houses to go so I can get up and go home, but waiting on the storm to go by, but no one says hi. What happened to my neighbors? Where are my neighbors? But the story is like, what happened? What's going on? Well, I was in Detroit, and on Woodward Avenue there was a King Cole supermarket. But right around the corner there, across the street more or less from the supermarket, that was an apartment building type thing, right? And I had friends. Oh yeah, friends, female type that is. Well, one was had a child. She was on the state, more or less, like say, having her little um, check coming in. Another one was married to a military guy, and she had her check coming in. Well, this is the setup. This is the setup. This is the setup. So anyway, I had a check coming in for my father's death, because you know he got domestic violence type thing, and he got shot more or less, and you know here I go. I'm in Detroit now, from down south and everything. Oh, never mind all that. Anyway, so what happens, wonderful people, is that I'm there in a problem, in a situation. It took me 4 hours to go 2 blocks, not even two full city blocks, but a block and a half, more or less, right? From Woodward to John R. to where my house is, right? 4 hours. And it was like in the daytime, in the evening, early evening, like about, you know, before dark, in other words. It was still in the afternoon, evening type, early evening, okay? Now, you want to know why it took me 4 hours to go from one store to the corner after having drinks with my friends here, going home, sitting down on somebody's yard, nobody saying hi. Now I got two more houses more to go, and I'll be home. But in the meantime, my head was swimming. I'm going forward, I'm going backwards. It's like, I don't know. I don't really remember a lot of things, but they telling me these things, right? Now you want to tell me what I did, what's going on. Anyway, I finally get home and the bed moves. All right, I got you. Now, but what happened? The reason why, I guess maybe, you know how sometimes you try to self analyze yourself and everything, right? Well, story is that I graduated school from down south. I want to go to Detroit to be a doctor, right? Okay. I get to the college, got to take a college entrance exam. But doctor, you need to be a math and all that other good stuff, sciences, biology, all that good stuff, right? Anyway, after I finished taking my batteries of tests and stuff, come to find out, I only had an eighth grade education. So I can't get upset about it because where did I graduate from? The poor standard of education in the South back in those days was poor standard. So anyway, here I am, 16 years old, graduated from school. Oh yeah, boom, boom, boom. I'm proud. Yes, yes. Anyway, but when I get there and face that music about I only had an eighth grade education, and here I am now, around 17, and next thing I know, I am an alcoholic. Around 18, 17, 18, I am stone alcoholic because when my check came in, we had drinks for that week, right? Then the other girl's check come in, we had drinks for that week. The other girl came in, check came in. It seemed like it was all set like that, right? First of the month, second week, third week, and the fourth week we, how you scrounge, you had drinking beer and a little wine now, you know what I mean? Because you got to tone it down, because you don't have too much money left. But that's how it was in that situation. So like it's one particular day is that I got to go home. And now I had to get across Woodward Avenue, which is like 3 lanes this way and 3 lane that way, I think, something like that. Then I got to go about 5 houses between Woodward and John R. and then another 3 houses in the middle of the block. So it's a half a block, right? Anyway, took me that long. So what I'm saying is that being an alkie, it was really, like now I look back over the situation, I say, okay, now then I finally get into service, get to go to the Air Force. But at 18 now, I try to join the military. Don't pass the military exam. Wow, I'm out of it. Right? Anyway, at 19, pass the military, go into service. Now Vietnam is getting ready to kick off. Is that in the staging position? Da 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 da. Well, they train you hard. Back in those days, they trained us hard because it wasn't too long after career, and then it wasn't that much longer from Germany and Japan, all them places, right? So we still had these older guys that were really hardcore. I mean, they were boom, right? Anyway. Now, here I am drinking. So finally get to go to Taiwan. I'm up on a mountain somewhere in Taiwan. Small little station, like you say, like a bathroom type thing. You know what I mean? That's how small it was. Anyway, you have too much to do because we are observant. What we do is sit around, like conversation, interpret language and all that stuff like that, and get information gathering type thing, right? So now I'm drinking again. So finally, I get old enough to drink legally. That's what I was. I saved my driver's license from Taiwan up until just recently. I don't know where I put it in. Anyway, so now I'm still drinking. After my little stay stateside and everything, going through all this problem, issues, and situation in the service, I come back home. Now, but while I was in Taiwan, I get introduced to the smoke. Yeah, all right. I don't know where they grew this stuff from, boy. Yeah, it was something else. And then ah, get introduced to that. So now I'm at home with my mother and father. So, so like, a little easy stuff, ex-military, this and that and the other. Can't get the job where I was trained to. So that's like a depression thing, right? So now They trained me to be a chef, but I'm still drinking. Now I'm smoking. It's like, okay, the job came out pretty good, lasted for a minute, but now I get the taste of the book. Yeah, the book. I have all these girls' numbers and names and stuff, right? So one day I'm watching Oprah, and the lady on Oprah was saying that, about sexual addiction. Wow. Okay. So the way she lined it up is like, wow, I'm listening. I am sexually addicted because I never heard of this before. When a guy was out there, got all these girls and lined up, either he's pimping or he's a gigolo or he's just a dirty old man, a dirty young man, and he's just nasty. All right. But I never thought about it in that term about addiction. So now I've got 3 addiction. I'm still an alcoholic. I'm doing drugs. And then here come another addiction that I've been doing but didn't know it. I'm a sexual addiction. So we know about these addictions, and what we say now is that there's power. These addictions can have power in them because they can do so much damage to you. They can do so much damage to the situation. Okay? So now it's like drinking, driving, and that's another one of the main things that we have to really watch out for. Drinking and driving, you can run over somebody, you can miss a mistake, you can run over the stop sign, which I did a couple of times. Oh man, that is horrible. You have accidents all up and down the road and stuff like that. You lose your life, hurt others, you hurt yourself. So this is the power of that addiction. But then there are other things that alcoholism can do to hurt you or to hurt others, and all these other addictions that put together. Say drug addiction can make you steal, drug addiction and all this other stuff can make you lose your situation. You lose your job, you lose your family, you lose relationship. All of these things can come about when you addicted, and now you don't know what to do. You can't do anything. You can't function like you're supposed to. You can't function like you want to. So, you know what I mean? So right now, we're still in that place where we're trying. You're not really thinking because your mind is warped. Your mind is warped with all this alcohol, all of this drugs, and then the desires for female companionship. It's like, wow. So it's dangerous. It's powerful. It is dangerous because it is destructive when somebody catch you with their wife or spouse, whatever. You know what I mean? When somebody get you in that situation where you can't go out the one way, and they got to ask you these questions. Uh, what's this I hear? And you got to lie. I mean, learn to lie to save your life. Or you get into a position where somebody's like, they sweating. I mean, they're sweating. And you can tell that they're breathing hard because they carry a gun and you're supposed to be a friend. See, your life is on the line. And we don't even think about this sometimes, how a life is on the line. So therefore, we don't think about how bad it is or how strong it is, how this is way out in left field. But then other things can come about when you're addicted. You take advantage of situations, you take advantage of people, especially your spouse or your mate. That's where a lot of domestic violence come from. Violence. Every time you turn around, you're drunk or you're arguing or you're nagging or this and that and the other. And sometimes you can be addicted to a certain thing, a drug or whatever. And then you have fearfulness. Not only are you fearful, but you have the anger issues and stuff like that. But You have an obsession. So here you are now. You want to get married. You want to have a relationship. But because you are in a situation in your mind, your emotions, and your spirit is so messed up, well, if I can't have you, nobody's going to have you. Uh, you mine. And I want you, and I need you. That obsession can carry a person over the road, over the hill, make them do crazy things, that behavior. You know what I mean? So that, therefore, wonderful people, think about these things. When somebody upset and you tell them that, look here, we can be friends, yada yada. Well, I don't want no friendship. Run, get away from there. Know how when they answer these questions like that, just put it to them. But then again, even with the male or the female, it doesn't matter. When you talk with them, you find out what they're doing. Either you know that they go into a club, they're drinking a lot, maybe two or three drinks right behind each other. They out there, well, come on, try this, and they smoking or toking and shooting up and this and that and the other, and you know that there's something wrong. So anyway, these are the red flags. These are the triggers and things that can be used to hurt you or to kill you or to cause you to go into another different stage of phase of mindset. So therefore, we must by all means think about these things. Think about them. Because when I was overseas, all I did was drink. All I did, because my job was like, oh, okay, you go to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, you get off at 4 o'clock in the evening, you sit behind a desk, you do two or three little things during the course of the day. It was very little activities. So you can always go to the club. And when you go to the club, you try not to drink because, you don't want the officers or your commanders or somebody to come by and you smelling like alcohol. But as soon as 4 o'clock come, boom, here we go. Bam, bam, bam. So these things can come about and then help you destroy it. Because one thing about it, once you get a taste of a situation, once you get a hold of that situation, it's very seldom it will let you go. Some people are like, well, I can handle this, I can handle that. But if you're doing something on a regular basis and you know that hook is in you and you can feel it in you and you can't stop doing these things, or either you can stop and slow down, but it's going to come back. And that's what negativity can do for you. It doesn't mean that you're going to set up and drink the whole bottle one time, go through the whole situation right then and there. But that little bit by little bit by little bit can bring on the power, bring on that desire so that now I got you. I got you, and I'm not letting you go because now you are my slave and I am your master. And that's what addiction will do to you and then eventually destroy you. So, therefore, wonderful people, think about these things. Think about them. When somebody said, "Oh well, I can handle this and I can handle that," okay, you can love them, you can care for them, and you can like go along with them, be friends with them, and everything. But every once in a while, speak to them about it. Speak to them about it. Bring up that consciousness in their heart so that they will see now, like, okay, well, maybe I am getting a little bit too this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? Because when I was driving and I was going over to my mother's house, wow. So she would have these church ladies, come by for tea or something like that in the afternoon after church or whatever they did. I don't know. So anyway, uh, Mike, can you give mother so and so a ride home? This, that, other. I gotta say yes. You know what I mean? So anyway, they get in the car. Something they get in the back seat. Yeah, I heard it cling, cling, cling. Bottles, beer cans. You know what I mean? Because you take it in the back. Didn't want to throw them out right then because it was too lazy, too situation. You know what I mean? So this is what can happen when you're not consciously of what you're doing. When you're not up to that situation where I know that I'm making a mistake. I know I'm messing up, but you don't think about those things. All you're thinking about is doing something. Keep going, keep going, keep going, doing this, doing that, right? So these these ladies is like, oh my God, it's like lady, pray for me if you're gonna do anything. You're gonna talk about sit in my backseat in my car, talk about me, at least pray, you know what I mean, or something, you know what I mean? Because I wasn't about all that stuff then. But anyway, so now moving on, like I said, you see so much this happening. You see deaths, suicides behind addictions, addiction, friends of mine, people that I used to associate with in that way, dying from overdoses. Ah, it's a hard feeling. But while you were doing this, but now you look back, when you can look back and you like, I wish I could have done something different. I wish I could have done something to help the person. But then on my way out of the situation, on my way to being healed and cured uh, about the situation, I had people still coming to me, uh, what can I do? Can I talk with you? Okay, you can talk to me. But they didn't know. I had started reducing my intake. So this is something that we're doing now in this new thing that I'm doing. And I say, no disrespect to those people who are in those programs, whereas they say that, well, you'll never heal, you're always in a recovery, you're always gonna be this, you're always gonna be that. I don't believe it. Because when I start to thinking about doing the right thing, thinking about determination of getting out of that situation, of being healed rather than the, going into a recovery. Because to me, a recovery, when you have an operation, you go into another room or something, and then you lay there, you be there, and then they take care of you until you start the healing, then out of there, go home and then completely get yourself together and all that stuff, right? Anyway, so now I believe in healing. But in the meantime, people are dying, suicides, overdosing, just abandonment, fights. You know the fight that we can have, right? And then you being a part of that situation, it's like, wow, I was into that. I did that. And you look around and you say, yes, you did. Oh my goodness. You know what I mean? Come on. I did it. So these are some of the things that come about that can really upset you, can affect you, and then destroy you. I mean, totally, completely destroy you. Or either you can destroy someone else in that situation. So, therefore, wonderful people, I just want to bring this to you to let you know that it can be controlled. Yes, it can be controlled. Ah, and then you say, well, how can it be controlled? Well, first time, once you understand and you can see the damage, when you can see the damage in your mind and your spirit, look around. Look at all of the stuff that's happening in this world. And you say, well, people just evil, people is mean. Sometimes there's a reason behind their meanness. There's an issue. And then listen, open up your ears. Open up your ears. When you have that attitude situation, that ego situation, that toxic situation, and then you say, well, what can we do? First off, being renewed in the spirit of your mind. It's your mindset. And that's what I'd had to do, get my mind together, get my mind, my spirit together. And that's why I was mentored and coached in that place, in that situation. Whereas even though I was doing these things, but I started reducing. And this is why another thing we do is to help people to be weaned from this, just like a baby. You don't just stop a baby from nursing. You don't just stop, just like the little baby animals and things, right? They don't just stop. They can like, hey, you can get a little milk here, there, then you move on. The mama move on, like, hey, dude, it's time to grow up. You know what I mean? So then, eventually, you ain't gonna want it no more. And that's what we do when we go into a situation that come to the place where you can overcome those desires, overcome those urges, overcome the habits, overcome that situation where I need to have it. But then again, there's another situation that happens that sometimes we don't think about. We don't really think about it for real, for real. And that is the difference between an addiction and a possession. Well, we always know about that movie, The Exorcist. That was a possession. And long as we are here on this earth, we are going to be attacked left, right, and in between to make this situation become a possession, of being possessed by the spirits. Well, I don't believe in the spirit. I tell you what, when you can be addicted to porn, and be addicted to a situation, and you close down, you finally close down after hours and hours and hours of watching this mess, right? And then you go on social media, and then you read the caption say, oh, I like this story. Join us in this situation, right? Copy and paste, right? So you put your finger down, your thumb down on the things that copy. Boom. Your little thing, print them up, copy. Good. Yeah, I'm there, right? So now you find out that, well, I can paste this to my program or my little situation, my little area, right? My page, this, that, the other. So you ready to go to paste it. You press down, paste come up. Boom. Hey, I got it. You remove your finger and paste. It's a whole porn movie there on that situation. And it just happened. It like scared the mess out of me. And like I didn't believe it would happen. But it happened 2 times already in my life. So don't tell me that that mess don't go through your eyes, through your mind, your subconscious, your whatever it is, and through your body, and have a mental, physical reaction to this thing, an active reaction, okay, to what's going on. A full movie, porn movie that I don't even remember seeing, but it could be, this doesn't matter. Because when you be watching for hours and hours and hours, sometimes you don't even think about this, but it's in your spirit. And that spirit is a possession. And that happened to me twice even. Being possessed by a demonic spirit. It causes you to do some things that are crazy, especially if you're already addicted to something. And that's how you say, a step up into your addiction. That step up can just ruin you. And here I was all over social media, possessed for a couple of minutes, boom, right away. I was like, slam dunk, boom, 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 all up on social media and cyberspace. But to see, negativity does not care about you, your race, your color, your age, or nothing. It is there to kill, steal, and destroy humankind. Humankind. So we say, well, everything's cool, everything's gonna be all right. I'm just gonna have a little wine. Well, sometimes a problem or issue can come up, or either a situation where you can have grief, or somebody leaves you, or your mate can abandon you. And it hurts. It hurts in your heart. I'm telling you. If you don't believe it hurts, go through some of that pain sometime, or either a trauma from the past, and then somebody happens to trigger that past, and next thing you know, you having one too many. Or you just have one and you make it like feel a little bit better. Okay. That feel a little bit better can be a release, a relaxation of the pain. And once that relaxation of the pain, the ease of the pain from a 10 maximum down to maybe a 7, that those three points means a lot. I'm telling you, it means a lot. Because once you're at 10 and you stand at 10 and start moving up to 11 and 12, and then you do something and drink, that sex, that little hit, and bring it down to a 7 or 8, next thing you know, because the pain is going to keep coming back until you can eliminate it. But that's what it is all about, trying to eliminate that pain. But in the meantime, eliminate those desires, control those urges, control those habits, and those of the things that go on about how you call it, the obsessions. All these things can be controlled, but it takes a little while. It takes a determination, and then another thing too. While we're here, in order to help to ease that pain, get that situation out of, be renewed in the spirit of your mind. I don't know how your spiritual makeup is or whatever, but if you go to a situation they call Jesus, maybe, okay, and the first thing he did was to teach about your mindset, change the way you think. But when you're addicted, it's all the birth is in your mind first, and then it moves to your body, it moves to control you, because it's a battle for your mind. So you have to regard that situation, overcome that problem, that power that's coming into your mind, a defense mechanism, they call it. Set up that defense mechanism by practicing positive thinking, affirmations. I can, I will, I must, I am, but put something positive behind it, and then do those things. Walk in the light, walk in that light, do exercises, eat right, get you some rest, then learn how to deep relax. But I started doing hypnotherapy. Oh yeah, I bought a little book there back in those days, you know what I mean, about hypnotizing. But you learn those things. It's called suggestion. Hypnotism is nothing but suggestions, right? But it's in the right kind of suggestion. So you learn how to uh, program yourself, talk to your subconscious mind in the night and then during the day. The next thing you know, the urges start to like, oh, I can see these things, but then I won't do them like I was doing before. I won't mess around like I was messing around before. So now I can more or less control myself a little bit better. And then eventually, you have no desires for those things. And that's what we do. We that's why when I created, not say created because it's already been created. It was created thousands of years ago, but we don't really pay attention to it because see, we have to start to live in these things, being conscious of them, having a strategy to prevent these things, or either even if you fall, even if you mess up, don't sell yourself short. Don't beat yourself down. And this will happen a lot of times when we mess up. Oh well, I fell off the wagon. If you fall off the wagon, hope you don't break a bone. You know what I mean? Get back up, back up on that bicycle, get back up on that wagon, and continue to ride on. Roll on, roll on. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Keep rolling, keep riding. Here come tomorrow. Here come today. But today is the best day of the rest of your life. Because yesterday was a learning day. Yesterday was a good day. Yesterday was always a good day because after all, you made it through the day. And now you're in today. And then the best day of your life and the best day of ever is going to be today now. And now is the time. Now is the time to get started. So wherever you start from, place your feet on a position of moving forward, stepping up the ladder, stepping up one step at a time, but being conscious of the fact that I'm not. So that's why we said in some of those traditional uh, programs, I am an addict, I am an alcoholic. Get out of here. No, 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 no. Why would you feed your subconscious the fact that you are still an alcoholic or still an addicted person? I don't care what they said 40, 50, 70, 80, 90 years ago. That's their problem. But today, stand on the principle of saying that I have the faith to believe, I have the courage and the encouragement, and I have the confidence to say that I am free. Speak that freedom to yourself, because that situation, that addiction, ain't no joke. And those spiritual warfares are warfares, and they come to get you down, keep you down, hold you down, and then you don't know where you're bound, because now you are bound to destruction. Lift up, get up, and be up, and go up to a better place. Go up to a better place in your mind, your spirit, your heart, and your mentality. Have that determination. So, with that, wonderful people, I do thank you for being with us today. Appreciate you. And by the way, I am peopleinlove.com. People, People, the letter N, LUV.com. Peopleinlove.com. Check out my website and then send me a little notification. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel. Let me know what you think about this and that, the other. So we can work together. We can always improve. We can always make suggestions, because all this stuff about, well, you know, like I said, we're gonna leave these other people alone. But see, there's a way, there's a situation within your own spirit, your own mind, your own soul that can say, I can be lifted up and be lifted up and go up, go up. So with that in mind, wonderful people, go onto my website, go down to contact us. There's a little coupon like thing, fill it out, and then send me a little note. And then just say, boom, send. All right, I'll get it. And I'll get back to you, and we'll like talk. If you have a problem, an issue, a situation that sometimes you feel like you can't handle, that's okay. It's not really okay, but we can work one step at a time. That's where you set small goals. That's where you make small steps. You can't strive, you can't run, you can't rip and then be a marathon runner until you learn how to walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But get there anyway. That's why we put up a sign about the boxing thing. One of our ad signs says, start here. Start here. No matter where you start, no matter how the condition or the situation was, start here. Make that first step. Make that determination to say that I will not let this stuff destroy me. I will not let these issues destroy me or my family or my relationship or my life. Think about it. Okay? So anyway, let me get up off of here, and I thank you. I appreciate it. Like I say, check us out on YouTube, because we are here on YouTube right here, right now. Also on Facebook. Please, Facebook people, YouTube people, share this out. And also on Clubhouse. Appreciate you very much. Check the replay out. And then let somebody know. Because every time we turn around and talk about, oh, well, I'm not this, I'm not that. And then we get our mind and head up in the atmosphere, pride before fall. Wow. Think about it. All right. And then next time when you go to a party or something, be conscious of your surroundings, be conscious of your action and activities. Please, by all means. Please, by all means. So many people have been taken advantage of because they did not pay attention to their surroundings and their activities during their pleasure. Okay? And activities. So wonderful people. Thank you again. Let me get up out of here. And I'll thank you, bless you, and I'll see you soon and very soon. Bye now. Okay, here we go. Okay, no problem.